It's like 11:30 at night. I'm tired. My thoughts were all kind of running together, but you know, welcome. Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing my May monthly wrap up. So we're going to be talking about all the books that I read in the month of May, and I actually did the math this time, so kudos to me. Also, if you hear something crying, we have a little friend down here. We got a new little kitten, and he is nothing but a little bitty old baby. He just wants to be held all the time. So yeah, I'm talking about you. In the month of May, we'll just go ahead and do our stats first. I read 14 books, 5,513 pages. My average rating was a 4 stars. And then my genre breakdown, I read 6 romance, 1 literary fiction, 6 fantasy, and 1 YA. Also, the lighting in this video is probably going to be trash because it is nighttime. It's the only time that I can really do a wrap up without my kids like running in and interrupting and everything. And it's raining. So also, my husband likes to set his clothes out on my bookshelf, so he's got his outfit picked out for work tomorrow and it's sitting right there. But anyway, now that we've gone through all of that, let's just go ahead and get into the books that we read in the month of May. Alright, so without further ado, there is no rhyme or reason. I'm not doing them in order. I'm just going to pick it up and talk about it. Alright, so first up we have Her Feral Beasts. This is the first book in the Her Vicious Beast series by E.P. Bawley. It is a Why Choose romance. It is in like dark academy setting. In this world, they are shifters, so everybody has an animalia, so they can shift into some kind of animal. And we are following our main, why do I always forget her name? We're following Aurelia. She has 5 fated mates, and she is kind of hiding from them because of things that have happened in her past. I don't really want to tell like a whole lot because I don't want to give a whole lot away. But some things that has happened like with her dad and things in the past, she has been hiding away from them, and they all end up getting captured and getting put into this academy. So we follow them from there. I highly recommend reading the prequel novella before you read this, so you can kind of get kind of like a backstory, and because it does like mention the novella in this, and you can kind of understand why and what happened. So I ended up giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to continuing the series. We ended up reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. I really enjoyed this, and I am really surprised. In this book, we are following our main character Carl and Princess Donut. Princess Donut is his ex-girlfriend's cat that he was taken care of. And in the beginning, Carl is outside chasing down said cat because she ends up jumping out the window. And while he is outside, aliens come, I guess you would call them aliens, and kind of take over the earth. And he is then thrust into this video game type-esque world where he gets achievement, they unlock achievements and power-ups, and it's just, I highly recommend the audiobook. I really enjoyed this. I gave this 3.75 stars. The audiobook was fantastic. The narrator had so many different voices for each character, and you could not tell that it was only one person narrating. Like, it was, I highly recommend. The audiobook was 5 stars. As far as plot and everything, 3.75. I'm really excited to continue because I'm really excited to see kind of where it goes and what's going to happen and what all the levels are going to consist of. So yeah. We ended up reading Stealing for Keeps. This was in a vlog, so I'm not going to really spend a whole lot of time on it. I ended up giving this 3 stars. In that vlog, I talked about how I'm not sure YA is going to be for me for very much longer. Lynn Painter, however, will always be for me. I love Lynn Painter's books, but some YA romances I just can't seem to get into, and this was one of them. And so we were following our 2 main characters. They go to Frost Lake High. Austin, our main character, is new in town. He moved to this school specifically to be able to play under the soccer coach. And then Claire is a figure skater that had a recent injury and can no longer skate, and so we follow them from there. There is a bet that goes on in the beginning, and the synopsis tells about this, so it's not really a spoiler, but they go to a party. Someone bets him to kiss her, and her ex-boyfriend gets angry, who happens to be the coach's son and captain of the soccer team. So we followed them from there. I enjoyed it. It was a great read. I don't know if I'll continue the series or not. We ended up finishing the Sacred Stones trilogy. We read A Reign of Rose. This it was a really good way for the series to end. I really enjoyed this. So we are following our main character, Arwen. And it kind of confused me because I was in the midst of reading, because I was reading this series along with the Plated Prisoner series, and both the female main characters' names are Arwen. And so sometimes I would kind of confuse myself if I was reading one of these books at the same time. But our main character, Arwen, in the first book, she is a healer, and when going back to get something for her family when they are running away, she ends up being kidnapped and taken to the Onyx Kingdom, and where the king kind of takes her as his own personal healer, and we follow it from there. There is romance, there is found family, there is a dragon shifter. I highly recommend. I gave this 4.5 stars. Yeah, if you have not read it, it's a really good one. Let's go ahead and talk about our DNFs. We had 2. So our first DNF was Free. So this is a 2-book bind up by Kay Webster, and if you know Kay Webster, you know that she is known for highly taboo books. I read the first one, and I read Wild. I tried to read Free. I just could not get into it. I did not care, so I DNF'd. I don't know. This might end up on my Pango. It is signed. So this might end up on my Pango and let it go to a good home. We shall see. But yeah, it was a DNF for me. And then our last DNF of the month was American King. I found myself kind of skimming, trying to get to the point. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time reading this when there are plenty of books on my TBR that I really, really want to get to. Oh, your claws are sharp. And so I just DNF'd it, and maybe I'll pick it up later, maybe I won't, but yeah. I read the second book in the Hades series by Tate James. We read Anarchy. I was explaining that I have read the first 2 books in this series twice and just never finished the series. So my goal this year is to finish it. So in this one, we are following Hades. She is the leader of the gang. Of a gang, and she kind of runs the town. She has like different businesses that she runs, and we were following her and her love interest. This is a reverse harem, so we're following her best friend, who is also her second, which is Zayd. We were following Cass, who is the leader of a different gang, and then Lucas, who comes in to get a job in the first book, comes in for a job interview, and yeah, we're following them from there. There was some stuff that was revealed in this that I was like, okay, let's kind of excited to see where the third book's going to go, but I ended up giving this 4 stars. We read the second book in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. Yeah, if you've seen the movie, then you read the book. They pretty much copied, paste, and put it into TV format or movie format. I gave this 3 stars. If you don't know what this is, we were following our 2 main characters, Anastasia and Christian. In the first one, Anastasia goes in her best friend's place to interview Christian for her school paper, and they take a liking to each other. We follow them from there. Definitely check trigger warnings. I gave this 3 stars. This book was a surprise for me. We read The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, and in this we are following our main character, Kala, and her parents split up when she was a baby. Her dad lives in Alaska. She lives with her mom in Canada. She gets a phone call that's like, hey, your dad may not live much longer, like it would make his day if you came and visited him. So she travels to Alaska to go visit her dad, and there is Jonah. I'm so excited to jump into the second one to see how it ends. But there is a love story. I cried in this. It was so good. I gave this 5 stars. It was very much a surprise for me, and I cannot wait to continue the second one. I really want to get to it soon before, information leaves my brain. But yeah, I highly recommend. We read Sabotage by Chantal Tessier. This is a little novella. It's like 204 pages. This is part of her Lords series. It is a step-sibling romance. I listened to the audiobook, and honestly, I don't know if I would have finished it if it weren't for the audiobook. I ended up giving this 3 stars. A lot of the books in the Lords series is kind of hit or miss for me. I really liked the first one. The second one was okay. I have not read the third one yet, but the novella was 3 stars. It's dark romance. Check your trigger warning. We read I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, and it was translated by Ross Schwartz. It's less than 300 pages. I read this in a day. I immersive read this, so I listened to the audiobook as well. And we are following our main character, and it opens up, and she is the youngest out of 40 women stuck in this cage and they believe they're underground. They don't know how they got there. They have no memory of life before they got there, or she has no memory of life like before. Nobody knows how they got there, and she kind of gets to sit and listen to these women reminisce of what life was like before they were put in there. She ends up being a key to their escape, and they kind of see where they kind of find out where they're at. Like, if you were ever wondering what it would be like to be the last person on earth, read this. There are quotes in here that I was like, wow. Like, I knew what reading was, but I'd never seen anything written. At most, I had understood the idea of letters, of their configuration of words. The women had spoken of books and of poets. If we ever get out, I'll be stupid, if ever. Or, I'd been their clock, watching me. The women watched their own time tick by. Because she's the youngest, they watched her grow up. As she aged, they knew they were aging. I had no idea what you mean by madness. You know, I'm not like the rest of you. I haven't experienced the things you miss so badly. Or if I ever did, I don't remember anything, and that hasn't done me any harm. To me, it feels like as if I've always been alone, even among all of you, because I'm so different. I never really understood you. I don't know what you were talking about. I cannot mourn for what I have not known. Like, it's just like, what's more, they weren't very well educated. They were women who, before these mysterious events, had run their homes and raised their children, or if they worked, were shop assistants, waitresses, and checkout girls, jobs that were explained to me gradually. Like, she knows nothing of life before this, and she's kind of like sits back and listens to their stories, and she's like, that's great, and I'm sorry that you missed this world, but I don't miss it because I don't remember any of it. But so good. This was written in 1995, so anyway, I recommend it. It was really, really good. So then I read Rule by Jay Crownover. I read this because, well, I bought this because it became a movie on Amazon Prime, and so I bought it so that I could watch the movie, and I really enjoyed this. So they are childhood friends. Well, actually, she was friends with his twin brother, and we are following them as she is in college, and they are both living in the same city. And they go home every Sunday to eat breakfast with his family, and we're kind of following from there. There was a tragic event in the past. Like, it was so good. It was so good. I gave this 4.5 stars. Yeah, I really want to continue the series. I think all of the other covers though have like men on the cover, and so I don't know like how I feel about that, but I really enjoyed this. I really did. As soon as I finished the book, I turned the movie on. All right, lastly, I finished a whole trilogy. The Broken Bloodlines trilogy. I read all 3 of them. It is a reverse harem. There is a school setting. There is vampires. There is age gap. Is Touch Her and Die. Loved it. I sped through this so freaking fast. We are following Ophelia. This is academic college setting. There is vampires. There is werewolves. There is witches. There, like, I don't really want to like go into I like sped through this. I read this in a video, so I don't really want to spend too much time on it. All of these were 4 to 4.75 stars. So good. I highly recommend. I sped through this series. I really enjoyed the series. Those are the books that we read in May. I'm so sorry if this was all over the place, because like it's like 11:30 at night. I'm tired. My thoughts were all kind of running together, but you know, welcome. So those are the 14 books that I read in the month of May. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave me a little book stack emoji down below. Let me know what is a book that you read in the month of May. If you have something like a book recommendation you think I would enjoy, let me know in the comments below. I always love finding and discovering new reads. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I know I've said that 5 times. If you have not already, don't forget to like and subscribe to my bookish community. It would make my day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.